Can workers' compensation cover psychological distress from injuries? Have you ever wondered if workers' compensation can help with psychological distress caused by injuries? This is a topic that affects many employees and can be quite complex. Let's break it down together. Workers' compensation is designed to cover injuries that happen on the job. This includes not just physical injuries but also psychological distress. However, there are specific conditions that must be met for coverage. First, the psychological injury must be directly related to the work environment or a specific work-related incident. For example, if an employee experiences a traumatic event at work, such as workplace violence or a serious accident, they may develop post-traumatic stress disorder. This condition could qualify for workers' compensation benefits. On the other hand, everyday stress or anxiety that does not prevent someone from doing their job typically does not qualify. It's important to note that the psychological distress must be severe enough to disrupt job performance. If an employee can still perform their duties, their claim may not be accepted. Situations like ongoing harassment that lead to anxiety or depression can also be valid claims. Proving psychological injuries can be tricky. Unlike physical injuries, mental health conditions are less visible. Claimants usually need solid medical documentation and expert testimony to show that their condition is linked to their job. This can involve seeing a mental health professional who can provide a diagnosis and treatment plan. Another factor to consider is that coverage can vary by state. Some states have strict rules and may not cover general mental distress unless it meets specific criteria. For instance, in Virginia, conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder for first responders are more likely to be covered, while other mental disorders from repeated stress may not be. In some jurisdictions, emotional distress or mental pain without a physical injury may not be compensated. However, if a mental injury is caused by a physical workplace injury, it might be covered. From a personal injury law perspective, navigating workers' compensation claims for psychological distress requires careful documentation. Legal guidance can be very helpful in establishing the work-related cause and severity of the condition. An attorney can assist in understanding state-specific laws and help with filing claims properly. In summary, workers' compensation can cover psychological distress from injuries if the mental health condition is work-related, medically supported, and significantly impacts job function. However, the specifics depend on the jurisdiction and the nature of the injury.